on, guys? Today we are reacting to my predictions from last season in honor of the week 1 schedule coming out today. It's a good day. Hope you guys liked this video. Took a pretty good amount of work. Either way, it's going to be my reactions. They're not pretty, let's just say that. It was not very close to predicting the teams, right? Nailed a couple. Didn't nail a couple others, though. You're like and subscribe for more, and hope you have a good day. And just want to know, a lot of things happened that no one predicted right, like the Niners. Either way, like and subscribe for more, and hope you have a good day. Okay, guys, so yeah, we're here. I'm chilling. I guess you guys need a system update. Either that doesn't matter for the moment. We're looking at my predictions. Obviously, they weren't totally accurate to be exact, but in some ways they weren't awful. Okay, let's just get right into it.
Predictions for standings today. So let's start with the AFC East. I have the Patriots going 9-7.
Obviously, I got that one wrong. It went 7-9. So that was the first miss, you could call it.
I really think Cam Newton could really do a good job. Yeah, they're going to go 9-7. They're going to be 4th seed. As for the Bills, they're going to go 9.
So I thought Cam Newton would be good. I wasn't awful on that one. Still thought they were going to be decent, but I was definitely not right on that one. Cam Newton was not good, and Bill Belichick did not do a great job. He did an okay job. It's not a great job.
9-7 also. They're going to be 7th seed. Their defense is good, but Josh Allen, he really needs to improve on his accuracy.
So I thought Josh Allen wasn't going to take the next step, just the fact that his weapons weren't amazing outside of Stephon Diggs. Obviously, that's not correct. And I thought their defense was going to be good, except it was the total polar opposite, and it was the offense. It was the offense that was very good. So and they went 13-3, not 9-7. So I got that one wrong too.
But as the Dolphins are just better than last year, I think Tua might be able to win 5 or 4 games for the Dolphins, and the game he takes over. I think they're 11th in the conference, and the last is.
Okay, so speaking of the Dolphins, I just wanted to say this straight off the bat. I thought they were going to be better. I just didn't think they were going to be that good. Like, that defense, there weren't many stars on them, but a lot of guys stepped up, and Tua went 6-3 as a starter. I thought he could play some games, just not that many. Of course, they didn't go 6-10. They went the opposite, 10-6. Jets here.
Jets, they're kind of taking, not really, but they're not going to be very competitive. That's why they're 15th in the division.
Sorry, this bad connection. Either way.
Now let's move on to the AFC North.
So I thought the Jets were going to be bad. Of course, they went 4. I had them going 4-12. They ended up going 2-14. They were a lot worse. And I don't know. I thought their defense was going to be actually really good. It was awful to be exact, but don't know what to say. It just was kind of depressing.
So I think the Ravens go 13-3.
So the Ravens, I thought were going to go 13-3. Of course, that did not happen at all. They went 11-5. They probably could have won 13-3 if they didn't choke against some teams. Like, they should have beat the Steelers both times, but I don't know. Some stuff just doesn't happen, and I wasn't close with that one.
They're not going to miss much of a beat, except for probably Lamar.
They missed a little bit. They didn't miss everything, though.
And yeah, I think they're going to be ranked the 2nd in the AFC.
Bad connection.
In that conference. And then at 2, I had the Steelers going 8-8.
They obviously didn't go that. They won the division at 12-4, but man, they were just bad at the end of the season. I don't think anyone predicted them to start off 11-0, but who the heck knows?
Just missing the playoffs at the 8 seed. Yeah, I really think they're going to do good with Big Ben, but I really just don't think they're going to do as good as they're probably going to do better.
Bad connection.
Their defense is going to take a little, not a big step back, just a little step back. The Browns are going to go 8-8, a better year than last year.
Right about that. Their offense wasn't good either,
their
but
defense, their secondary really needs to improve.
Happens.
And O-line's fine.
Here's the thing. I was being very careful with this selection, okay? I I could have picked them going 11-5. That's what I thought they could be, but I was just being safe and not making sure I had them going 16-0, and then they go 0-16. I'm just saying. I was trying to be safe with this pick. Didn't want to go for the overhype again. Some people did. They were obviously more accurate this season with a new head coach and a lot more talent on their team, and the Browns came through.
Yeah, that's about it. And I think it's just going to be a growing year for the Browns, and they're going to be ranked 9.
Obviously
And
not.
now the Bengals, 5-11, better than last year. Joe Burrow's going to probably get 3 wins.
I was a half game off with them. They obviously probably would have won more games, more like 6, with Joe Burrow a starter, and he got hurt, of course, in Week 11 against the football team. That was unfortunate. Either way, Bengals had going 5-11. That was really close to that. I was not mad with that pick at all.
They'll probably win more games. I have them 13th in the conference. Now I have the Titans going 11-5. I really think they're going to be good. Tannehill's not.
Nailed this one completely. This is my best prediction probably of the video, other than a couple others.
Tannehill's probably not going to do as good. He's not going to do good, so that's why they're ranked 3 in the conference. Colts 6-10. Phil Rivers is gone. He's done. They're pretty overrated if you ask me. Colts aren't going to be good this year. Sorry, Colts fans, but
I thought they were going to be overrated, and I was completely wrong. They actually absolutely opposite. Their secondary I thought was horrific. I thought Julian Blackmon honestly was actually a decent pickup, but I didn't think he was going to be that good. And Malik Hooker got injured, and I'm like, who's going to stay? And then Julian Blackmon came up and was a big difference maker. I didn't realize how good DeForest Buckner was at the time, and then I watched his film, and I'm like, okay, yeah, he's a great player. And yeah, the Colts, I completely got them wrong. Colts, you did a great job, and congratulate on you guys for having a very successful season.
it's kind of just the truth. I might be wrong. As for the Texans,
So my friend, his name's Doc, and he is go subscribe to Doctor Phones. He had the Texans, I think, going 13-3 or something, or 11-5. I was very low on the Texans for trading away DeAndre Hopkins. That might be the worst trade. I completely overreacted, but I was kind of right in the same sense. They were bad, like really bad. Deshaun Watson was their only bright spot. I knew they had a great quarterback, just one game off, and if the Colts I didn't have the Colts going 6-10, it would have been better. And either way, I do this on playoff predictions, and my record predictor will be a couple days from now when the whole schedule comes out, and it's the Rams playing on prime time. Either way, so Texans, bleh, crap. Either way, let's keep going.
5-11. Their secondary is horrible. Their secondary is going to be the reason they lose 11 games.
It was
Deshaun Watson's
terrible,
going to
but
be
it
good.
wasn't the
David
only reason.
Johnson's going to be good. I honestly think their whole offense is going to be good, but since they don't have
Didn't have a good run game.
game changers on their offensive line besides Laremy Tunsil, it's not going to be very good. So that's why they're ranked 12th in the conference. Jags are tanking 3-13, 16th. I think they're going to have the number 1 overall pick. So
Nailed the number 1 overall pick. Not 3-13 though. They won 1-15. So yeah, they were bad. I thought they were going to be bad anyway. So when they won that week in one game, I wasn't surprised. Here's why: the Colts lose trap games more often than not when you think about it. So they played the Bengals in Week 2 in 2018, or what was it? Week 1. Everyone had a ton of hype on Andrew Luck. They didn't win that game. It wasn't close. They just lose some trap games sometimes. Colts lose trap games. Jaguars, of course, won that game 3-13. Just off by a smidge. Number 1 overall pick, I completely nailed it. I think that was a very good prediction.
that's good for them. As for the Chiefs, 13-3, 1 Patrick Mahomes. That's basically all you need.
Yeah, so I didn't want them going 5th. They were going to go 15-1 if they didn't rest their starters. Either way, 13-3. I didn't think they were beating the Ravens. I just didn't think. I'm like, the Ravens are beating the Chiefs in that game. They didn't, and the Chiefs would have won 14-2 if I predicted that game right. I remember the game. I'm like, Chiefs are not winning this one. Ravens are home, definitely. For that reason, I got the Chiefs pick wrong by 1 game. Would have been 15-1 if they didn't rest their starters. Either way, I think the Chiefs pick was pretty easy to have them have a really high record. 14-2 was pretty amazing. They had the best record in the NFL. They definitely deserved it.
No, they're gonna go 13-3. Broncos 9-6-1. They're the 5.
So the Broncos pick was obviously wrong, but the reason they went 9-6-1 was I had them going 9-6-1 was because I thought Drew Lock was a good quarterback. And you watch him, like, wow, he was really good. But more importantly, he stunk. Their defense was good Their defense was actually really good. Top 10 in red zone defense. They have really good red zone defense, 8th in the league. A lot of good things happened for their defense. Of course, injuries didn't help. Their offense was awful. Jerry Jeudy was probably their best receiver other than Tim Patrick. Broncos stunk. And then Chargers will go on with it. They probably could have went 10-6 if what happened didn't happen.
Yeah, I really think Drew Lock can get it done. I think he's gonna have a breakout, very good year. Chargers 9-6-1. They're just too talented.
They are too talented to go 7-9, and they were 3-9 at one point. Like, man, these guys stink. I watched their last games, and they were very good. I have to admit that. Probably would have went 6-10, but the Chargers need to stay healthy. And if they stayed healthy, they would have went 10-6. Maybe even better. Maybe even knocked off the Chiefs. Derwin James needs to stay healthy. He's their best defensive player other than Joey Bosa. It's not even close. They need him to be healthy. And Justin Herbert will take care of that offense. He has an offensive line now. It's another reason why they weren't great. And they still need to get another weapon. Mike Williams is not a great weapon. He's not bad, but Chargers, they just weren't healthy, and that's why they went 7-9.
To be bad as they were last year. But I think Justin Herbert isn't going to play, and I think Tyrod Taylor is going to do decent and enough, and that's why they're going to be ranked 6th. Raiders are just not going to be good.
Yeah, they weren't good. They went 8-8, but for some reason, I don't like the Raiders. I just don't like the Raiders, to tell you the truth. I hate the Raiders. I don't hate the Raiders. I just don't like them. Let's just say it that way. I think they stink, but they're mediocre. They don't stink. They're mediocre. But it seems like they stink from what they do. Either way. Raiders was awful pick because they
have a good job, but the same thing. They don't have a good secondary, and that could really hurt them. Now let's move on to defense. The NFC. Eagles 11-5, 3 in the NFC. I think their roster is so good and so talented and so strong.
They played like crap last year. Partly Carson Wentz, partly their coaching staff, partly injuries, and partly that their team had a lot of holes and injury. They wouldn't have won 11-5 if everyone was healthy. They probably would have won, I'd say 8-8 and 9-7, but they were not good. Completely worst pick.
As for the Cowboys are going to go 10-6. They're super talented.
Overrated. Yeah, I thought they were going to be good just because they had a pretty decent roster. They stunk.
I don't think they're going to go like 12-4. They're not going to win the division. I have them as the 17th. The football team, this might surprise people, but I think they're going to go 6-10.
This is my best pick. One game off from going 7-9. I have them going 7-9 if they beat the Eagles in week 17. They obviously didn't, and in real life they beat them. You'll see my prediction. I nailed it.
I really think Dwayne Haskins, or whoever they're going to have as quarterback, is going to really do a good job, and it's going to get the ball to their.
Dwayne Haskins stunk, but I said any other quarterback, and that ended up being Alex Smith. I wanted Alex Smith to be great. I thought he could be. He put that team into the playoffs. It was their defense, but still, he was their quarterback.
One playmaker, and their playmaker, Terry McLaurin, if you know him, is going to do all he can to do well. As for the Giants, yeah, they're not.
Okay, Joe Judge surprised me, but they were still awful. After starting off 1-7, they won 4 in a row. Two of them they should have lost. They should have lost to the Bengals. They beat them. and they should have lost. They had one trap game to the Seahawks, and they should have lost to the Bengals. They beat them. So 4-12 wasn't an awful prediction because they were not a good team, but still 6-10, not off by much. You know,
Not good. You know about the Giants. Saquon's a good player. He's gonna be good, but
he
otherwise,
tore his ACL. They would have
nothing
been
good.
much better.
As for the NFC North, Packers 9-7.
I don't know why I picked them to go 9-7. I just forgot. Why did I pick them to go 9-7? That's like my worst pick, maybe. They went 13-3 again, and they were good. Let's just put it that way.
They're gonna rank the 4th seed. Yeah, I think they're gonna take a big step back from last year. They're still gonna be good enough to make the playoffs, though. Bears, Mitchell Trubisky. I really think.
Why? Either way, Packers pitching was bad.
Could be decent. Their defense isn't gonna be good. I think their D line is not gonna be very good, though.
Completely wrong. I thought Trubisky would be okay. He stunk. And yeah, they went 8-8.
Offensive line
I was
is not
right on
gonna be
that.
good. Now their D line, their offensive line isn't gonna be very good. So
Yeah, I remember that. I messed up. It's their offensive line that wasn't gonna be good. They were not good.
that's gonna really hurt them. I don't think their quarterbacks are gonna be that great. Maybe Mitchell Trubisky like a second overall pick. Who knows? Lions 7-9.
So, Cincinnati Bears, their D line was great. I have to admit, they had a good D line last year. And I forgot, no one could predict that David Montgomery was gonna have that good of a year. And he did not disappoint people, and he was really good. Deserves to be the top back. And let's go on to the Lions, which I basically picked for sure. I didn't think they were gonna win 5 games as Matt Stafford, but they only won. Yeah, they only won 5 games.
Losing Darius Slay is the one reason. And I think Desmond Trufant is a decent replacement, but they're not the same players.
No, Desmond Trufant was bad.
I'd say Desmond Trufant is like a level below
And he's like 6 levels below.
what Darius Slay is. So that's why they're there at 7-9. It's not that bad. 11th in the conference isn't good, but still. The Vikings 6-10. They lost so many players on their defense.
That's true. So I've nailed the Vikings. Nailed them. Nailed the Vikings. So good. Except the fact that Justin Jefferson had a great year, and no one, I did not predict that. A couple people did. I did not predict that.
Finding, I just don't think they're going to be good this year, and that's why they're ranked 14th. Saints, best roster in the NFL. That's why
They did have the best roster in the NFL last year, other than the Buccaneers. And the Saints just didn't have Breeze, and they couldn't beat those darn Chiefs. If they beat the Chiefs and they didn't lose to those Eagles, smooth sailing for them at 14-2, and they wouldn't have been that. They would have been. So I was pretty close to the Saints. Just they didn't win the big games.
14-2 being the best team in the league. Buccaneers 11-5. I think they're overrated, but they're good enough.
So a lot of teams thought they were going to be. People thought they were going to be overrated. What I mean by that is people thought they were going 16-0. And what I meant by that is it's overrated, but they're still a pretty darn good team. 11-5, I nailed their record, but man, I don't think 11-5 teams winning the Super Bowl is not all every day of the week. Let's just put it that way.
Where I think they can be, their defense is good. They were probably a terrible secondary.
No, they had a really good secondary.
You like to make up for it. That's why they're ranked going 11-5 in the conference, winning their first wild card. As for the Falcons defense, their secondary is terrible. Discarding Keanu O'Neal and A.J. Terrell.
They both Keanu O'Neal got hurt, so 6-10 off. Here's why. They started off 0-5. They should not have started off 0-5, and if they didn't start off 0-5, they could have went 7-9 again.
It was a reach, so that's bad. That's why they're going 6-10. Panthers, they have two very good playmakers on offense. I could argue 3. Defense, there's too many question marks.
Safe pick. Safest pick I made, other than the Browns pick. Panthers, their defense was all rookies, basically. Jeremy Chin, I knew he was going to be good because I watched his film. That's one of my first film analysis I've ever done not on my channel, but I've done it. I've done film, and he was very good in college, and knew he was going to be good, and he was good. But the Panthers, I was just being safe. They went 5-11. A couple playmakers on offense. Their defense actually wasn't even that bad. It was their quarterback and their defense that was the problems. 4-12, I was close. It was a safe pick, and yeah.
I don't think the defense is worse in the NFL. That's why they're where they are. And now let's go to the NFC West. Rams. Well, Rams are the story I think everyone's going to be mad at me about. But the Niners, 11-5, 2 seed.
They were injured. That's my excuse. That's my excuse. You can't get mad at me because they were in. Just to say, the scores here, that was like a wild prediction. Don't just ignore them. They're not that's not real.
They're going to be a good team, just not as good as they were last year. I think we can all agree with that. Rams 10-6, 6 seed.
Bam! 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 Clobbered that one. Picked the Rams, goes 10-6. What did they do? They went 10-6. Let's go. So yeah, I made the right pick there. I'm happy about it.
Jared Goff's just going to have a Jared Goff year again. I think he's going to have a good year. Cooper Kupp is going to light out. And they're
He didn't light it up, but finally, I'm doing it again. Cooper Kupp's gonna go for over 40 million yards.
playmakers and defense are just going to show how. That's why they're going to show what they can do. So that's why they're going to be the 6th seed.
Did not think the defense would be that good, but it was.
In the conference. Seahawks 9-7. Barely went to the playoffs. I think it's just
They went 12-4. No, I don't know many people thought, oh yeah, Russell's gonna cook. Well, he cooked all right.
superstars on the team. There's holes. I think
That's the reason they got eliminated by the Rams. They got holes. Offensive line, defensive line, secondary. Holes, 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 holes. That's why they lost to the Rams.
Russell Wilson's still going to carry them, but I still just don't think those holes,
He didn't carry them all the way.
are just going to make them regret
Their
what
defense
they've
actually really
done.
good at the end.
And now the Cardinals, 7-9.
I thought Kyler Murray was gonna light up the league. He did for a couple weeks, but then in other weeks he just stunk. I was close to going 8-8. They were close to going 8-8. So I don't think this was a bad pick by me. I think that was a good pick. Rams and Cardinals, I pretty much nailed those two.
It's just like, I really think the Cardinals are being a little overrated. Their receiving core is good. Kyler Murray's a good quarterback. O-line isn't very good at all. Their defense is, I'd say, mediocre. Mediocre defense and a bad O-line, I'd say. A bad tight end. It's really hard to
Tight ends are weak.
Get the ball to keep moving on their offense. Their offense is going to be good. I don't think their defense is going to be good. Now for the wild card. Chargers, Titans.
Disregard the Titans and the Chargers game. Of course, if you don't get the picture, it's kind of hard. So I was right about the Titans getting upset on wild card weekend. I was right about that, so I nailed that.
3 Titans and the 6 Chargers. These scores are random. I doubt these are going to be scores. Chargers are going to win this one, 34-23.
See, I said I doubt the scores, so not going to be all correct.
I honestly think it's on CBS Saturday, 6:30 p.m. I really think the Chargers just have a better chance here because they're more talented. If you put a team that's this talented against a team that's solid, the more talented team's going to win.
So that's going to be the end of the first part. I got to go to the other one. This one's just going to be me talking, so I'll just fast forward to the stuff that actually works.
Today we're going to do part 2 of the predictions with this. So, you guys watched the first video regarding the Chargers for playoffs 1. Now we're going to go to playoffs 2. Okay, for this, now the Bills and the Ravens. Ravens are ranked 2 and Bills are ranked 7. I think it's kind of obvious who's going to win this one.
So I picked the Ravens to win. So I did have them. So I did have them advance. So I picked them right there. But the Bills, of course, went to the AFC Championship, and they beat the Ravens in the divisional. So this seeding thing was kind of messed up.
It's going to be the Ravens. I ended up winning 45-13. It's going to be a pretty last-sided game. The Ravens are just a way better team. At 6:30. Okay. Up to the NFC. Cowboys, Niners. Niners are. I think that's going to be on Fox at 6:30. Okay. Let's go to the NFC. Cowboys, Niners. Niners are the 2 seed, and the Cowboys are the 3 seed. Or the 7 seed, my bad. Niners are going to score a ton of points with George
Crap the bet on this pick.
Kittle and Raheem Mostert and Deebo Samuel. 49-38 on NBC on Saturday at...
These are me. I'm just saying. I tried to pick the networks right. I didn't really. I just tried to do it for fun.
like in the afternoon, I should say, at 3:30. So yeah, I think that's gonna. So the Niners are moving on. As you know, the Chargers are moving on, and the Ravens are moving on so far. Now it's Bucks 5 seed against the Packers, who are the 4 seed.
It was a playoff matchup. I didn't predict it right.
And this is one on NBC on Sunday at 3:30. Packers are going to win this one, 26-21. It's going to be a very...
They were not in this round. They were actually in the second round, but they did win a playoff game, so I had some bit of right there.
close game. But the Packers are home, and you know what happens when the Packers are home.
Yeah, they lose.
Is Broncos against the Patriots who are the 4 seed. This one's going to be a total beatdown by the Patriots. Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots did not win that game, but these teams weren't even in the playoffs, so they're bad.
So Patriots fans should be happy about that one. Broncos fans. Okay, Rams 6 seed against the 3 seed Eagles. This one's going to be ESPN on Sunday night at 6:30. Rams are going to win this one 39.
Yes! Yes. They won the wild card. They beat the 3 seed, which was the Seahawks in real life. It's the Eagles in this one. Yes. Got that pick right. My Rams are going to the divisional round, which happened in real life. You get it? Yeah, I totally picked them.
It's in Philadelphia. But the Rams have talent on both sides of the ball. They have holes, I have to admit that. But I think they can pull off the win against Carson Wentz. I really think they can, because it's just how it works. When you look at both sides, the Rams have a good secondary. You have to admit that. They have a good secondary. And then when you look at the pass catchers for the Eagles, they're not very good. So when you
They stink.
don't have good pass catchers, it's hard to pass the ball. And when you have to run the ball against Aaron Donald, they'll probably be able to run the ball decent, but still, it's going to be hard to beat the Rams, even though they're home. Their defense could do well, but I really think Jared Goff is going to have a great season. So when you have a great season,
I meant good season, not a great season. He didn't have a good season either.
quarterback, that's what happens. Okay, now Chargers, the 6 seed against the 1 seed Chiefs. This one's going to be a blowout. This one's on CBS.
They did not get blown out by the Browns. Let's just say it. Browns did not get blown out in the divisional, but man, the Chiefs won their AFC
It's
championship.
Saturday, so the first game. If you put up 56 points against the Chargers, 36-24, Lamar Jackson, they're a better team, they're home. Kind of makes sense. Packers,
So yeah, the Lamar made it to the divisional. They did not win, and they did not make it to the AFC championship. So yeah, I kind of crapped up on that one.
2 seed 49ers on NBC. Packers are going to get crushed. They're going to only score 6 points.
Yeah.
I think it's just
They won a playoff game and they lost a playoff game. It was divisional conference championship instead of wild card divisional. So in some ways, I kind of got this pick right, except not really.
going to keep happening. The Packers have nightmares against the Niners. They had them last year. They're going to have another one this year. Now it's the Rams, Saints.
First of all, I thought this was gonna be the best game ever. Not that didn't even happen in real life, but Rams did not make it to the conference championship. They weren't going to. They lost in the divisional, but they went nice. And the Saints lost in the division in real life, so I had some type of right there.
Carries them. Barely, scores. Rams are gonna barely. So high scoring who's gonna win? Rams are gonna win the Super Bowl. It's gonna be 21. Niners loser. And of course, it's gonna be 38-21. Niners loser. Second straight Super Bowl.
We'll have to competition.
3-3 the first game. Rams are gonna barely lose. I think they're just gonna. I don't think they're gonna be able to get past the Niners. 30-27.
Yeah, we did lose in the playoffs
with
with
that.
that, so
58-57
they lost in the
Ravens.
playoffs.
So a high-scoring game, but a game that was a heartbreaker. Now let's go to the Super Bowl. Now, what do you think? Who's gonna win? Ravens are gonna win the Super Bowl because they've never lost.
That reasoning is crap. So I had the Ravens win the Super Bowl. That's me at the end of the video. And like and subscribe for more, and hope you have a good day. And this is the end of my reactions, and they were bad because my predictions were bad.